Colossal Obsessions.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and I'm here with my co-host Frank Santopadre, and this is another special Patreon episode.
It is.
And we have our special guests, John Fotiadis, Joe McGinty, and John Murray, and Seth Saltzman.
Hey.
All right.
How about that? Gil, you are a pro's pro.
Yes. I'm going to go lie down, so wrap up the show for me.
Good night, everybody.
Do you recognize any of these four gentlemen?
Well, there's the one with the strange name.
Tom Fotiadis.
This is the first time you've ever seen me, right, Gil?
Yeah.
You know, John Murray's on with us every week.
Yes.
John has been working as our engineer, saving the show on a weekly basis.
Yeah, he's the one with that like a child molester voice. Can I hear you say, "Hey kid, you want some candy?"
To refresh Gil's memory, we have John Murray, who's with us every week. The great John Fotiadis, also known as Tom Fotiadis, if you're a regular listener to this show.
Amongst other names.
Yeah.
Amongst other aliases, I might add.
The gifted Joe McGinty of Sid Gold's fame and many other achievements in the music industry. And of course, our friend Seth Saltzman, ASCAP bigwig and musical contributor.
And when Mario Cantone comes on, I'm in.
He is the Cantone whisperer. And these four gentlemen have something in common. They're all musicians, and they all have contributed to this show greatly. And so we thought we hadn't done a music episode in a long time, Gil.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to count hanging out with Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah. That I count.
That's a music episode.
Yeah.
But we haven't done anything like our old mini episodes, and I thought we'd get all the boys together and just talk about music and talk about Gilbert singing, one of his favorite subjects, and talk about previous podcast musical guests.
I always love the minis.
Me too.
Oh, John, can you say, I'm looking for my puppy. Can you ride in a band with me?
You're gonna get him arrested, man. Somebody's gonna show up in cuffs at Murray's house as soon as this is over.
Before we talk about the musical stylings of Gilbert Gottfried, quickly, I want to recap how you guys found out about the show. Now, John Murray and Seth I have history with. Seth I've known for 35 years. John I went to college with, so I've known him, 40 years, John?
Yeah, 40 years.
Not to date us. Jesus Christ. Let's start with with Tom Fotiadis, also known as John Fotiadis. John, you have come into our lives recently.
I certainly have, I guess.
6 years ago.
Wow, has it been 6 years?
It's been 6
I can't
years.
believe it.
How did you
For me have it.
That's when the nightmares began. You know, it's funny. What a coincidence. I was Googling Gilbert's name on YouTube, believe it or not, because I wanted to find some of those old Howard Stern bits that would just, cut me to pieces and have me drive off the road in the old days.
Yep.
And I came across the podcast. I didn't know what it was about, so I started listening. And I got so caught up with it because I thought it was great. And wrote you guys some fan mail, and we started corresponding, and that was it.
And the next thing you know, you were in indentured servitude, writing music.
And the next thing I know, I'm loaning Gilbert $100. I don't know how that happened.
John composed some music for the show, including something he's going to do for us today. But his trippy listener mail theme, one of our listener mail themes, John Murray composed the other one. We had to have him. He's an architect turned musician.
Right. Here I am, or a musician turned architect.
And here he is.
And we're a big fan here of interstitial music.
We are. We're gonna get to that. McGinty, how did you discover us? Because I can't remember how we met.
Well, it's a funny small world kind of thing because Dara came into Sid Gold's really right after we opened, and it was a really slow night. And she put her name in, or she said her friend put her name in to sing Delta Dawn, and it said,
that's her fave.
Dara Gottfried. And I said, oh, you related to Gilbert? She said, yes. I was like, well, my friend Mike McPadden does your web stuff, your social media stuff. And Mike just happened to be coming into town the next night.
The Dead Sea episode.
So I think Mike came back. I think, Frank, you might have come along. So that's kind of how it's...
Yeah, we had a night at Sid Gold's. Before we did our sing-along, the famous lost episodes, Gilbert.
Oh, yes.
I have some of it on video.
Yeah, John has some of it on video. But Joe, the people who are listening to the show who might not be familiar with Sid Gold's, bring us up to speed on what it is, where it is.
Well, it's a piano bar in the Chelsea neighborhood of Manhattan, and due to what's going on now, we're not open. But on a normal night, we have piano players that have lists of hundreds of songs. Anybody can get up and sing. With great pianists accompanying you. And while we're shut down, we're doing this online. We have a virtual piano bar every night at 7:30, so you can tune in to facebook.com/Sid Golds and sing along at home. But we can't wait to be back because it's a great community experience. You can sit around the piano, you can sing along. There's great singers, there's awful singers, and everything in between. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, I think you could keep the place open, but you just have 3 customers
Social
and
distancing.
metal dividers.
Well, there's some nights that are like that.
Gilbert, your singing might enforce social distancing. We did a sing-along there. We did one-hit wonders. We had a technical breakdown. We lost the 3 episodes, which has become infamous on this podcast. But then we did another one last year. In fact, a year ago this month, we were back at Sid Gold's. Gilbert, remember it was Lily's birthday.
Yes.
And we did story songs.
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
We did another sing-along. Quickly, before we get to Gilbert singing, Seth, how did you come back into my life? You were the musical director on a sketch comedy show that I wrote 30 years ago.
Yes, we were doing the show at the 13th Street Playhouse. We were opening
13th Street Theater, Yeah, we opened for Brother Theodore. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And live to tell about it. It was called Firing Squad. It was a comedy group, and Seth was the keyboardist and the musical director. But we lost touch for decades.
We lost touch. I'm not sure. Maybe Facebook, but I'm not sure. No. I think we found each other. Maybe you emailed me and said you haven't heard from me in a long time. But we got together and fell right back in with each other. It was terrific.
And Seth and Joe did the musical. They were 2/3 of the band at our 6th anniversary show recently.
You're in the right place.
And last but not least, John Murray, you and I lost some touch over the years too. We go back to the School of Visual Arts.
Right.
Did the podcast bring us back together?
Oh no.
Okay.
We had reunions and we kept in touch during that time, but you don't remember because
Because I'm self-absorbed and a narcissist. Let's talk about Gilbert's singing, which is the reason we're all here.
I think he sings great.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I want the opinion of 4 professional musicians. Now he sings, Gilbert. When you sing, it's kind of a gag. I don't know that you take yourself seriously.
But he's
as a
in
singer.
pitch.
But
he's in pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. When you guys bring something up and he starts singing, he's in pitch, and then I've pulled his audio, and I didn't do anything to it. I just pulled his audio and threw an orchestra behind it.
Can you say, little boy, I want to pull your audio?
Don't indulge him, John.
Yeah, come on now.
John, I'll be seeing you in the big house.
Would you say that?
And this just happens to be the episode of my daughter's like right over here.
Of course. I told you to bring your daughter in at the end after the film.
No, I was thinking, John, were you going to say that what Gilbert lacks in rhythm, he makes up in pitch? How does that work?
He's in pitch throughout. Like when we did Dummy in the Window, I didn't do anything to that. All I did was put the music behind Dummy in the Window, and he's just singing. You want to check some of this out? Just listen.
Yeah,
to this.
let's hear it.
Okay.
This is a dance mix of Dummy in the Window.
Today I thought I saw wearing a new dress as usual, trying to look your best, impossible.
I mean, come on.
It's beautiful. Like hearing Victor moan.
So, I mean, he just went off, he goes off. He goes off and starts singing, and Frank, he'll just go and take it to the end.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Right, but he stays in pitch the entire time. I'm talking as if he's not here.
Joe, do you have an opinion on this? On
yeah.
Gilbert being in pitch?
Yeah, in pitch. Sometimes the rhythm gets, a little bit wiggly here and there, but, it's like as long as you end up in the same place, it's fine. What amazes me about Gilbert is his incredible memory of knowing the lyrics to so many of these obscure theme songs.
It's uncanny.
I think once he sang "Don't Give Up on Us" by David Soul,
Yep.
and remembered the bridge. I don't even remember the bridge of that song.
You know, I lost my head last night. You've got a right to stop believing. There's still a little love left, even so.
Wow.
That's it. Very good.
Would have been a much bigger hit if Gilbert sang it. I
The
think,
one he stunned me with, Gilbert, the first time you pulled that out was way back when we had Henry Winkler on, and you knew the entire Lords of Flatbush
Yes.
song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Hey, what do you say? Looks like it's gonna be a very fine day.
That's it.
Yes.
So how does a man with ideal pitch
Yes.
manage to wind up 8 minutes behind every time they sing it?
What do you want, everything? That's what engineers are for.
Seth, of all the sing-alongs, now you've listened to a lot of these episodes.
Yes.
Of the Jimmy Webb, of the Tony Orlando, Richard Marks, our friend Paul Williams, Tommy James, Peter Asher, Kenny Loggins. What is your favorite Gilbert sing-along?
I'm going to have to go with the Paul Williams Shirley Temple duet. which I still lose sleep over and got to see
So does Paul.
psychiatrists about.
Yeah, that makes Paul Williams climb under the desk. Should I do any of that now?
Maybe not, because we're gonna put this up as a video. John Fotiadis, John, you've never missed an episode.
I haven't.
What
Actually.
Gilbert sing-along stirs your loins?
Oh man, I gotta say the Tony Orlando really did it to me.
Oh, tie a yellow
I
ribbon.
just love. Yeah, that was unbelievable. It's like I wanted to go into prison after I heard that.
Yeah, Dara and I were on that one too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also want to wish a happy birthday, by the way, to Gilbert, two previous music guests on the show, Peter Asher and Howard Kalin of the Turtles,
Oh wow.
Yes.
celebrating birthdays today.
Wow.
Also two guys you sang with.
Oh yes, and isn't Bernie Capel
Yesterday.
having a birthday? Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie Copel yesterday. John Murray,
Yes.
favorite Gilbert sing-along?
It's got to be Roop.
Rupert.
Absolutely.
The Pina
When
Colada
Oh,
song?
hell yeah. I mean, I was waiting. I was sitting there waiting, and then when the tagline comes in, and Gilbert just, that's it.
If you like pina colada and being caught in the rain.
Yep.
Oh God.
Somebody
the
want to
one.
send this to Rupert?
Yeah, I will.
What did you guys think of the Sinatra clip that I sent over today? Gilbert has a special fondness for Frank's cover of Mrs. Robinson.
That is brilliant. Oh, how's your bird? Mrs. Robinson.
Cuckoo.
And Jilly Rizzo gets his shout out.
The Jilly Rizzo reference.
Anytime he does any of those swinging songs from the 60s, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Ring a ding ding. Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, it's painful.
What'd you think, McGinty? You thought you knew every Frank Nancy collaboration?
We've done Nancy Sinatra Losers Lounge shows. We've done Rat Pack, but I did not know that one, and it would have been a great one to do at one of our shows because we love those kind of little-known obscurities because we like to celebrate the bad and the good.
Of course,
on equal terms.
Gilbert, we got to get Nancy Sinatra on this show, no matter what it takes. Want to ask you guys? I asked this to John Murray the other day, and I thought this was a pretty good question for guys who write music. And I'm going to ask each one of you, what song do you put on? What album do you put on? Seth, we'll start with you. That to get in the mood, and I don't mean the sex mood. I mean the writing mood. I mean to inspire you creatively, to address writer's block. What do you put on that pushes all your buttons?
From a singer-songwriter, it's almost always going to be Billy Joel.
Really?
For sure. But mid Billy Joel. Some of the early stuff I love, Cold Spring Harbor. But it's really when I get to 52nd Street to see where Billy Joel was going. It's just amazing. I'll put on Paul Williams records.
Me too.
Right.
I have them all. I have all the vinyl.
I got a bunch of them here on vinyl, yeah.
Absolutely. Where he goes, I can tell a Paul Williams song a mile away. Just the rhythmic things he does, the harmonies he does.
Hello, with affection from a sentimental fool to a little boy who's broken every rule. One that takes me up when all the others seem to...
Gil, he's got the music.
Oh, my God!
Yeah, he owns it. He's a Paul Williams
You
purist.
have it on your piano.
It'll never work.
It won't work.
But you'll autograph for me next time we're in the studio.
Oh, absolutely.
John Murray, same question. What do you put on?
Well,
What inspires you? What moves you? What gets you going?
Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, we talked about it before we turned the mics on.
Yeah,
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
I mean,
First album I ever bought.
Me too, and I have it in every incarnation. I've got the vinyls, I had the 8-tracks, I had the cassettes, I had the CDs, I have the DTS version of it, and
You have the yellow
making of.
You have the yellow vinyl?
Got it all.
Masterpiece. Album's a masterpiece.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I can't get it. And I keep looking every time I buy an incarnation of it. I think I'm going to get something more because there just never was enough in that particular album. Every song is a little different than the next, and they're all great. And those extra long songs, "Funeral for a Friend" and "Love Lies Bleeding," and
Your sister can't twist, but she can rock and roll.
I've seen that movie too. I was talking about that one.
It's a masterpiece.
I love
Album's a
that song.
masterpiece.
There's a terrific documentary made by Brian Forbes, the British director, which they released. Have you guys seen this documentary? They released it as one of those, the Rhino collection of classic albums. Making of Yellow Brick Road.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've seen
really
that
good.
one.
Really fantastic. John Fotiadis, same question.
I love that. I love that album. Yellow Brick Road. I listened to when I first. I don't think it was the first one I got. I think the very first vinyl I bought was actually Elton John's Greatest Hits. Remember that?
Sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think that came out 76?
75, 76.
5, 6, right? But for me, the go-to album for inspiration is always been Sgt. Pepper. It always will be. And although lately, what I've been listening to more than any other album in my collection is Bowie's Hunky Dory. I think that is just an absolute masterpiece. And I just go back to it for song structure, for, just the way it's assembled, the way it sounds sonically.
Did you like it when it first came out, or did you mature to it?
I wasn't aware of it when it first came out, because I didn't actually start listening to that kind of music until the mid 70s, and that was like 71, 72, I think. But I discovered it, the big explosion for me was in the 80s, when I kind of started buying everything. I was listening to everything from Bach to jazz to, music concrete, crazy stuff.
Because that album is so art. It's a piece
great.
of artwork,
It's a very
right?
artsy, and that's what I'm drawn to now. I'm drawn to very artsy music,
Do you think he went over his audience's head, like the teens, the kids that were buying albums?
Well, I think that's what the magic of Bowie was, that he could, write the most incredible hooks that could like get inside a 12-year-old's or 13-year-old's brain. But then when you look at the lyrics, he's invoking everything from, I mean, Aleister Crowley to, Himmler. I mean, crazy imagery,
That's what I'm saying about that album. It's art. It's a piece of
really
artwork,
is.
and I wonder if it was too sophisticated for teens at the time. But
I think it's probably gotten kind of more of a following in retrospect.
Right.
Sure.
So do you appreciate it more now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Joe McGinty, same question. What do you put on to get to get it all flowing?
Kind of hard to narrow down, but I agree with these guys. I mean, I think the best music is things that combine great songwriting, catchy melodies, and then some sort of like artistic element, like Pet Sounds. The orchestration in Pet Sounds, or like Brian Wilson using a theremin or prepared piano or whatever. I mean, Pet Sounds is definitely one of them. Today is Todd Rundgren's birthday, who I would love to see as a guest.
And Chris Christopherson, too.
That's right, yeah.
Big day.
Frank, you see this, when you do things like that, Frank, this is what I'm saying. Like,
I know, it's scary, the shit in my head. Gilbert, did you buy records? Did you buy singles, or did you buy albums?
Oh, I have the singles. I still have a bunch that you used to put that plastic swastika in.
Yellow.
Gilbert still has
yellow.
that.
Yeah,
Gilbert's,
and
he's
that
wearing
would
that.
fit to make it fit on the record player.
Do you remember the first single you bought, Gil, or the first album you bought?
Oh my God! Let's see what singles I had.
Or did Arlene and Karen have records in the house?
Oh yeah. There were a couple of Beatles. I remember. Oh, I had Pafalafaka from Soupy Sales.
Soupy Sales. They're saying it all over Turkey.
Yes.
That he remembers. He remembers Pafalafaka. I bought comedy albums too.
I remember. My mother bought me a single.
Yeah.
Because I just heard it on TV and seeing it, and I said I liked it. And I mean, it wasn't that big a thing. But it was a song, oh God. It was, I think, Billy Joe Royal.
Oh, Down in the Boondocks?
No, this one was, yeah. I knew you when you were lonely. I knew when you were only.
Wow.
That's all I remember.
Stayed in your head all these years.
Yeah.
That's
Billy
a
Joe
hook.
Royal. I think the first single I ever bought was the Banana Splits Tra-La-La song. Written by the late, great Mark Barkin.
I know.
I thought Bob Marley wrote that.
Well, Joe McGinty introduced me to the writer of that song, Mark Barkin, who came to a Losers Lounge show.
Yeah, his daughter was singing. His daughter is a very talented singer, Bridget Barkin. And
Right.
sad that he passed away very recently because he, when I met him, just super full of energy and great stories.
Great talent. Wrote Pretty Flamingo, one of my favorites.
Right.
All right, real quick, John Fotiadis, first single, first 45 you bought.
First 45 I bought, believe it or not, was Elton John's version of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Oh, yes.
Remember that? And that
75.
Yeah. I was just blown away by that. And
I think it's the only Beatles cover to go to number one.
Right. And John Lennon was on that track, actually. I think when they were doing Whatever Gets You Through the Night, the same sessions, they recorded that track as well, the Lucy cover.
Who sang, I forget the name of the group that sang Judy in Disguise.
John Fred and his Playboy Band.
Oh, my
Thank
God.
you.
You're as bad as him. Look, I'm pointing like he's in that square. Yeah.
McGinty was about to say it, right, Joe? You had it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm doing this too. Whenever I get on Zoom, I look at the film of each person and smile at them.
Joe, give us a little of it. You know it by heart?
Judy in disguise, that's what you are. Lemonade pie, yeah.
It's great.
That's as I remember.
You'll have to
Fantastic.
take
impressive.
your glasses.
Yeah.
Judy in disguise. Okay, Seth, first single you bought.
First single, no question. I know the first album I bought because my cousin Mark Stein is in the Vanilla Fudge.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
The
we didn't
organist
know
for the
that.
Vanilla Fudge.
Holding out
wow.
on me.
So I had Vanilla Fudge records as a little kid. A lot of acid going on in my house.
Yeah.
But
Trippy family.
The first single I absolutely remember buying was asking my father to pick up Hey Jude.
Wow. Didn't you have to flip Hey Jude to hear the other side, the whole song?
Revolution was the flip side.
No, Revolution was on the flip side.
'cause
No, they got 7 minutes, but I remember because I still have the single and I wrote my name on it. Seth Saltzman.
Wow.
Wow.
And I think I need you, McGinty, for 2 notes. Come to me tonight.
Something like that.
Because I remember it.
Show you
Come
the
to me
strings of my
tonight.
kite.
Dun, dun. Come to me tonight.
Right.
Yeah, pretty cool bridge,
Gil, we'll book John Fred so you can do a duet with him.
Oh, okay.
John Murray, first 45 you bought.
Well, my house, I had a lot of 45s from my aunts, my uncles, my parents, but the one I bought was Peace Train. I still remember it.
Oh,
it's a great song.
It was a green slipcase for the single, and I played the hell out of that record. And I still have it, and I just bought my daughter a turntable. It's her first turntable, because she wants to listen to some of my old records. And I just gave her Peace Train. She just, now she has it.
T for the Tillermans, 50 years old.
What a great album.
This year.
God,
Are we getting old or what?
Yeah.
McGinty, first 45, and then we're going to hear from Seth. Seth's going to favor us with a tune. First single you bought.
I don't know. It's a little bit of a blur, but I think it was Last Train to Clarksville by the Monkees, because I remember having that in the cool Col Gems logo.
Oh, yeah. Voice and Heart.
Yeah, classic.
Good choice.
Yeah.
All right, Seth. You're the first victim tonight.
A classic Paul Williams song, the theme from The End.
Oh, okay. That one I want.
Okay.
All right, you got it.
Gilbert's choice.
Gilbert's choice. Here's another fine mess I'm into, honey. A little bit sad and a little bit funny. I'm a fighter, but they got me on the floor. I don't believe I'm gonna take it anymore. Here's another fine mess I've stumbled into. Sorry a state that I've ever been to. It's difficult for some to understand. I'm gonna knuckle down and take it like a man. Wave goodbye. Don't try to talk. What's there to say? Words are unimportant. This feeling we'll remember anyway. Wave goodbye. Don't make a scene. Just let it go. Don't smother love and glory. Put an end to our story. We're riding for the final roundup. This is where the old trail wound up. Here's another fine mess, and not my choosing. We loved for a while. You can't call that losing. If I knew our love was gonna end this way, why'd I relive it? And I wouldn't change a day. Here's another fine mess. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
Terrific song.
Seth Saltzman interpreting his pal and his boss,
My boss,
Paul Williams.
president of ASCAP, and he's in great shape. Spoke to him a couple weeks ago. He's in LA. He's feeling great. He's terrific.
Give him our love.
Yeah.
He's due back
We-
here. He's overdue.
Wait.
I got a couple of quick questions from listeners that I'm going to ask before we go to our next singer. Gilbert, this is for you. Joe Peterson wants to know, is there any song that Gilbert flat out refuses to sing?
I don't have anything that pops out at me, but there are ones where I go, that doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, but you're such a trooper. You sang "I Am Woman."
Yeah.
on this very podcast. Here's one for our friend John Fotiadis. This is from the great Eric Rhine,
Ah, yes.
our super fan. Hey, John, if Caesar's Palace offered you $1 million a year to play MacArthur Park a few times a week, would you take the gig?
I would take it for $20.
I would take it.
Yeah,
I'd do it anyway.
Tom Fotiadis would do it for nothing.
You know what he's referring to with that question, Gilbert.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy Webb. I got so pissed off at him because they offered him a shitload of money. I mean, you could get a 2-year-old to play MacArthur's Park, and they said, that's all. That's all we need you for. Come in, play MacArthur's Park, go out to your room or the gambling table. We don't give a fuck, and we'll give you shitloads of money. And I think when he's old enough, his kid should put him in a really low-class, city-run nursing home. And say, well, we could have had you living at home with helpers, but you fucked it up by not singing MacArthur.
This goes right in the act, Gilbert. Here's one for Seth from our friend the Rabbi, David Komarovsky.
Oh,
I would like to hear
Rabbi.
Mr. He said, I would like to hear Mr. Saltzman's Haftarah.
excellent.
I got it. Ready?
Yeah.
It's tell him it's Toldot, Toldot, and it goes like this. The first line, Masa devradanoi, Israel bayad, Malachi, ahavti yechem. There you go. That's the beginning of the Haftarah. When my bar mitzvah, when I was 13, I remember.
Excellent.
Thank you. I'm going to hell for that. No, it was so terrific. Thank you.
No, he is the spiritual advisor of the program. You have to understand that.
Yes.
No, but I know I'm good.
Here's one from our friend.
To close
Gil.
that off, can I just say,
You know, I converted soon after I heard that. To Buddhism.
Our friend Josh Chambers has one, and anybody can answer this. Our friend Josh Chambers says, years ago I heard a musician discuss how certain chords and keys hit on emotions. Their choices lead to sad songs or happy tunes. Is this BS?
No, it's not BS.
John, you wanna
Majors
take it?
and major sevenths sound really happy, whereas minors and diminished sound sad. Like if I did a C or a C major seventh. But if I did a minor, that's a C minor. It's very sad. So minor chords are generally sad, whereas majors and major sevenths sound really happy. Seth, would you agree?
Absolutely. There you go.
Well, you know, in Spinal Tap, it's D minor is the saddest of all keys.
It is.
and what's to rev people up? What music, what notes would rev people up? Like the big, fight at the end of the movie or something
Power
like
chords.
that. Can we hear...
If you get your Rocky stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
See, Gilbert, look what we're learning today. Dustin Hoff, this one's for you, Dara. How about Barry Manilow for a guest suggestion?
That'd be awesome.
Well,
I would love to have him on.
we would all love to have him on, and we've been trying for, what are we doing? Have we been doing this show 6 years?
One of my favorites is the Ready to Take a Chance Again. That's one of my favorite Gilbert moments, which he sang at Losers Night.
Remind me,
I'm sorry I brought it up.
live in a shell, safe from the past. I'm doing okay, but not very well. No jolts, no surprises. No crisis arises. My life goes along as it should.
Now he'll never come. Dara and I have been working the Barry Manilow front pretty hard, and we will never give up.
Yeah, Barry the Jew Manilow. Yeah.
That'll get him here. All right, we're going to move to our next musical selection.
If you would have let me say the Jew, we could have gotten Theodore Bachello.
Yeah, you're a little late. You're a tad late on that one. Mr. Fotiadis,
Yes, sir.
I understand that you have an original composition
Wow.
that has something to do with this podcast.
Well, as a matter of fact, I happen to have one. I'm gonna just turn around and so I can play it a bit more easy. But yes, a couple of years back, I wrote a song called "The Ballad of Gilbert and Frank," and I actually sent it to you. And it was like this country and western, thing. And I never heard back from you, Frank. So I thought you were. I thought
It's not personal.
I thought it was okay. I'm just going to get a cease and desist order from Frank at this point.
No. I was working 65-hour weeks, and it somehow flew under my radar.
Well, anyway,
I finally heard it, and I urged John to bring it onto the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
And here it is.
All right, so this is the Ballad of Gilbert and Frank. I hope it comes through. So here we go. Well, it was way back in the 70s. A couple of guys from Brooklyn and Queens had stars in their eyes as they were just starting out in their teens. And maybe it was their destiny, this mutual interest in comedy. Frank used to write a whole lot of pages. Gilbert performed on a whole lot of stages, but they both soon learned that timing is the key. You see, Gilbert and Frank had amazing, colossal ambitions. With nothing to lose, they went out on their own comic mission. Raised on a diet of bad monster movies, late night TV, old cartoons, and Three Stooges. Throw in a midget or two, and the podcast was there. Now things weren't so easy when the podcast began. Gilbert had a real short attention span, and the guests that Frank wanted, well, most of them were already dead. But they quickly found a way to get by. The trick is to book them before they die. And if they're out of ideas, tell the one about Caesar. Those oranges wedges still a crowd pleaser. Or you can tell them the one about Danny Thomas instead. You see, Gilbert and Frank had amazing, colossal ambitions. With nothing to lose, they went out on their own comic missions. Raised on a diet of bad monster movies, late night TV, old cartoons, and Three Stooges. Throw in a midget or two, and the podcast was born. Oh yes, throw in a midget or two, and the podcast was born. One more time, everybody.
Throw in a midget or two, and the podcast was born.
And that was Tom Fotiadis and the Greek Goat Fuckers with the Ballad of Gilbert and Frank. For a little dog named Snuggles.
I got a tear. Excuse me.
Now, what's a couple of notes for when the character just realizes it? It all comes together.
Oh, diminished chords. Diminished.
Excellent.
Gilbert, are you planning to write a film score?
He is.
Good questions, though.
He has good questions. He's very curious about music.
I can tell.
Yeah. Gil, if you ever took up an instrument, what would it have been?
I think I took piano lessons for about a week and a half.
You think you did?
Really? Yeah. I wouldn't know any of them. On my own, I figured out the jaws of the two notes. Bum, 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 bum.
You're a genius.
Okay, speaking of birthdays, Lalo Schifrin turned 88 yesterday.
Oh,
Cool guy.
Oh, play it. Play it. Mission Impossible.
McGinty, you know it? Close enough.
I don't know. Yeah, there's actually lyrics to that. I can't do them, but they're
Yeah, that's sort of a passion of yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unknown lyrics to TV themes.
Right.
They're a couple.
The odd one is the worst.
Oh,
There we go. Thank you.
All right,
Since you got the whole book there, don't you?
and
He's got the fake
Lalo
book.
Schifrin also wrote the music for Bad Medicine, which no one ever saw.
which you were in with
Yes.
Alan Arkin, who we just
Yeah.
had on the show, and Julie Haggerty.
Yeah, if you didn't see it, you didn't miss a thing.
He wrote some great TV themes, Maddox
excellent.
and Medical Center and a bunch of them. But
And-
my Go ahead.
No, and also Cool Hand Luke.
And well, yeah, he wrote Cool Hand Luke and
And
Bullet.
But Cool Hand Luke, the cool thing about that is the tar sequence. You know when they're tarring the road in Cool Hand Luke? That sequence when they're all in the
Yes.
tar and they're throwing
Yes.
the hay. They ended up using that clip, became the ABC Eyewitness News theme.
Go on.
That we,
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I remember when I saw Cool Hand Luke after I had been listening to the 10 o'clock news for years. And then I saw I couldn't take it seriously. I thought, like, why are they using the news theme?
it was a great choice for a news theme, but that's exactly, it was written for the film.
Seth, didn't Billy Joel lift that for? You were talking about Billy Joel for "Angry Young Man."
Yeah. I want to accuse.
No, but you know what I mean. Kind of reminiscent of that.
Little bit there.
I do love that song.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Now for the 8 o'clock news.
Nice.
Stop signs have been found everywhere.
So Lalo gets a check. Seth?
Lalo gets a check. Many.
Okay, we were talking. Well, now John in his song just mentioned our obsession with TV themes. So I'll do another quick round robin going back to Lalo. For my money, Mission Impossible is the greatest TV theme ever composed, and I know it's all personal taste, but I can't think of a better one. Joe McGinty.
I mean, I guess I agree with that one. I don't know. There's so many good ones. I like the theme from SWAT, for instance.
SWAT.
I don't
Who's the
know.
composer of that?
That that one I don't know. I don't know that.
Wait, for which one?
SWAT.
Theme from SWAT.
The theme
okay.
from SWAT he likes. Seth, same question.
Oh.
Oh.
Hill Street Blues.
Hill
Is that
Street Blues.
Mike Post? Mike
Mike
Post.
Post.
Yeah,
Great,
Mike
great
Post
theme.
wrote the Rockford Files theme.
Oh, that's a great. That might be my favorite. I'm changing mine.
You're changing to the Rockford Files theme?
Yeah.
Oh, that
You know-
was a great theme. Couldn't I hear a little of the Rockford Files?
You got that, Joe?
You have the TV fake book?
Walset's looking for the Rockford Files theme. John Fotiadis, favorite TV theme.
It's got to be the Munsters, man. I can't. I love
Oh, yes.
God, is that great.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know.
So I have the lyrics to that one if you know any of them. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Rockford Files.
Wasn't
a good
that
one.
like a radio hit as well at some point?
Oh,
I remember
yes.
that on the
Yeah,
radio.
yeah. That was a hit.
Yeah.
They used to release theme songs as singles.
Right, and they'd be longer. They'd have like a solo in the middle. They kind of extend them so they were more than like a minute long. It was,
I'm extremely fond of, I don't know if you guys like this one, it's a little more obscure, Patrick Williams' theme from the Streets of San Francisco.
I don't remember that.
That one rocks out. Pretty good. John Murray, same question. Go ahead.
This is mine. Ready? This is mine.
It's a great one.
Oh!
It's a great one. I have to change my vote.
Yeah, this is great.
Good.
Come on. I
So
love
John
that.
Williams.
Yeah,
So good.
Come
Williams.
on,
Oh,
way before
oh,
he did
you-
a lot of other great stuff.
So good.
You
my
know,
favorite.
like you're dealing with God and the heavens if
Right?
John Williams is
Yeah.
playing the music.
Where does he get all this great stuff from? I mean,
That really is a great one. I might have to change my vote.
And can I,
Go ahead, Bill.
hear a little of Greatest American Hero theme?
Okay, Seth.
Joe, you got that?
I think you have the fake book, so I think I'll.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I can't really believe it's true. On a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Something like that.
that
Yeah.
whole era, during that time, those TV theme shows were the themes were so good that it became singles. They were so good. The Happy
Oh, yeah.
Days, theme from Angie. What's
Well,
his
that's
name?
both of those are Charlie Fox.
I mean,
our pal
man,
Charlie
it's
Fox.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
And you know, with theme songs, we'll have to do an entire show. I mean, the Miller Boyette, any one of those, and others, where the theme song was, we may, it would basically be, we may have trouble, things will go bad, we'll get sad, but as long as we're together, everything will be fine. How many songs?
They were a lot. Well, Gilbert, you always like the TV themes that explain the show,
Yes.
that give you a sense of the show, like Nanny and the Professor, or
yeah.
Gilligan's Island,
Island,
Brady
yeah.
Bunch, the Sherwood Schwartz stuff, all the Sherwood Schwartz stuff. It's
Yes.
about time.
It's about time.
Yeah.
It's about space.
Right.
About two guys in the craziest place.
Right. They always told you the story of the
Green
song.
Acres, right? Green Acres.
Green Acres, another one.
Honeycomb Junction.
Yeah.
My Mother the Car. Anybody remember that one? My
Sure.
Mother the
Yeah.
Car?
I don't actually mind that theme song. The show wasn't. The show was infamously bad, but I
Song
kind
was
of like.
far better than the show. That's
And
for
Gilbert
sure.
likes the Hogan's Heroes theme.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's catchy. It's
And,
catchy.
and the words to that, we are the
Yeah, there are words to that one.
Here
We did
comes-
it on a mini episode.
the manly men of war.
That's it.
We
That's
are
it.
marching in where thousands went before.
Yeah, we did that.
We all make choices.
I also like. That's good.
Hogan!
You're good, Seth. You're good and you're quick.
We came close to the piano.
Here's an obscure one. I will invite our listeners and who might know it and you guys to dial it up after the show. Hoyt Curtin's theme for Johnny Quest.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Really terrific.
Yeah.
Really terrific and ambitious for a cartoon.
And in because we're our friend Barbara Feldon, Get Smart. Can we hear a little Get Smart?
Who's got it?
Oh,
He's got it.
here we go. Something like that.
Theme
Nice.
songs, TV theme songs like commercial jingles. You all heard us with Richard Marx talking about his father, Dick Marx, who wrote a lot of great classic commercial jingles. I think TV theme songs, Gil, are a dying art like commercial jingles.
Frank, did you check what I remember the other night we were talking about Richard Marx's mom?
Oh, yeah, tell us.
Yeah, now, Seth, I don't know if you know this story, but I imagine you do, that when I was working and doing jingles, the great story was how all it takes is one or two notes and you're making a fortune. And I believe she came up with and sang Quasar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty
Right?
cool. Pretty cool.
I remember an interview with John Lennon where he said he liked commercial jingles. And he said he thought commercial jingles were just as good as any of the early Beatles songs.
They're harder to write.
Seth, do the composers of those, like by Menon, if they bring back those commercials, even if it's just a couple of notes, they still get residuals, those composers?
Sure. Depends where it's played, but yeah. A friend of mine wrote a Polaroid commercial years ago. When they had one of the cameras, it was called Time Zero. Polaroid. Mm-hmm. And he wrote it, Time Zero. bought a shopping mall with the money.
Okay,
Wow.
there was a
Wow.
gum. There was a gum I think called Tea-Berry, and that they had the Tea-Berry Shuffle. Am I the only one who remembers this one?
I don't remember the Tea-Berry Shuffle.
Yeah. Da 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 da.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. I know that song.
Gilbert, you never cease to amaze me.
That's it.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, was it like a hippity hop?
Tea-Berry
thing
Gum
too, right?
presents the Tea-Berry Shuffle.
Is that a Tijuana brass thing?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's like
Tijuana
Oh,
Brass.
sounds.
That's totally Tijuana
it almost
Brass.
sounds like we're having a heat wave sped up.
That's Tijuana Brass.
Sure.
Good stuff.
And then there was one song which I'm sure they got the Indiana Jones theme from, and that was Kent Cigarettes. To a cowboy, it's just a get bay. To a to a picnic, it's a summer's day. To a circus, it's a circus tent. To a smoker, it's a Kent.
Amazing. Wow. Gilbert, I don't think I've heard that in 45 years. Wow.
And I once heard Paul Schaefer do like a Jewish song, like old Jewish prayer song. And I wish I could remember because there was a part of it where I said, that's the Munsters.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Jack Marshall was the composer of that. Does that ring a bell, Seth? The Munsters theme? Well, it doesn't matter. Gilbert, I remember the Kent cigarette jingle,
Yes.
and I don't think I've heard it since I was 8 or 9 or 10 years old.
Jack Marshall.
Jack Marshall. There you go. That John's right. Fotiadis is right about that song. We talked yesterday. We were doing a tech test yesterday, and we were talking about how much we all love Vic Mizzy's Addams Family theme.
Right.
Yeah.
Seth got to know Vic, and I knew him a little bit too. But that's great. But that Munsters theme,
I remember rock bands covering it, like in the '80s. You know what I mean? It's still
There was one,
Great
yeah.
riff.
yeah.
Well, Eddie Munster, Butch Patrick did that.
Right.
That riff on it. Whatever happened to Eddie? John Murray.
Yes, sir.
I understand you are going to treat us to something special.
Well, yeah, my daughter's been playing with me, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to have her join us.
That's wonderful, Samantha.
Samantha, come on in.
I hope Samantha. I apologize for everything you've heard up to this point.
She hasn't. Have you heard all the stuff? Have you heard everything they've been talking about? Oh, good. She didn't hear anything.
Thank heaven.
Especially all that great stuff you said about me earlier, Gil. Thanks.
Bullet dodged.
How are you?
I don't want a young person next to you.
Well, the headphones just went on now, so we're safe.
Hi, Samantha.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, our pleasure.
So Samantha has been studying guitar with me, and she's been studying singing, and we've been having a great time keeping busy playing music during this whole lockdown. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You ready? Okay. All right. To give credit where credit's due, words and music by Greg Holden and Drew Pearson. This one's called Home. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Here we go. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to
Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Let's do that again. Ready?
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Good job,
That's
kid.
one of my favorite songs.
All right.
Bravo, Samantha.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Bravo, John.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
job, Dad.
What a treat.
That's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun
talent.
together.
That was great. A lot of talent in this family. He's right.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so much fun playing together, right?
It
A
is.
lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a good time.
That was wonderful.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Wow. Samantha, you stay and listen to the rest of the show at your own risk.
Okay, you got it. Thank you for the warning.
If you're lucky, I'll do my Paul Williams with Shirley Temple.
We'll give John.
sure.
We'll give time to John to lock Samantha in another room.
Okay. See you later, kiddo.
Thank you, guys. That was really beautiful. And speaking of Paul Williams, another question from a listener, Adam Podolowski. Any discussion, guys, of the brilliance of Paul Williams' Phantom of the Paradise would be appreciated. Seth?
Well, I know Joe's really more familiar with the music even than I am, but I know Paul is so proud of that score. Absolutely.
He should be.
He just, I wish it was out more and people were listening to it. Joe?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that he, I can tell he appreciates it so much because it was looked at as a bomb, a failure back in the day, and over the years, people have been discovering it. And my favorite is the one that goes. But also, I think it was it the year, I think it was before Rocky Horror. And it sort of addressed a lot of the same kind of like glam rock, there's like theatrics, like shock rock, like Alice Cooper is parodied in it. And
yeah,
it's really like timely in a way that, is sort of, I guess in some ways ahead of its time.
Gilbert's a fan.
Winter comes and the nights grow colder. Some people get wise and you just get older. And you never listened anyway. That's the hell of it. Good for nothing, bad in bed. Nobody loves you, you're better off dead. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. You want to say goodbye.
But yeah, I've watched the movie many
I'm very moved by that.
I hope Paul realizes that that's a tribute.
And I'm going to peel that audio off and put some background to it, right?
Here's a silly fun one for the group from our friend Andrew LaPasha. Or LaPosha. What, guys, in your opinion, is the worst novelty song to become a hit? John Fotiadis?
They're coming to take me away.
Oh, Gilbert loves that one.
Yeah.
Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon the 19th or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
The 14th, maybe.
Napoleon the 14th.
Yeah. We're showing our age.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days grew worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.
Yes.
And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their fine white coats because they're coming to take me away.
This is a much better version.
That guy's name, and He is still with us. He's 82 years old. His name is Jerry Samuels, and his stage name was Napoleon the 14th.
Okay, we're all.
And we have to get him on the show to sing that.
With Papillon Susu, they can do a duet.
XIV, that's 14, right?
XIV is 14, correct.
Yeah, Napoleon,
correct.
I can't even read Roman numerals. The 14. Gilbert, we got to call him and get him on.
Oh, absolutely.
Joe McGinty, worst
See,
novel.
that could be a way to fill up one episode. You have him sing that, and and Papillon Susu goes, me so horny. And then it's like, okay, this has been...
That's when the podcast goes totally dada. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Makes you think it hasn't.
Yeah.
Joe McGinty, worst novelty song to become a hit.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Purple People Eater. I mean,
is that Sheb Woolley?
I think it could be. Yeah, I think you're right. But I'm not a fan of that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the flip side of "They're Coming to Take Me Away" was the whole song backwards. I don't know if anybody else knew that.
Really? I do remember that.
Good trivia.
So it was like, yes.
And I have one Beatle album where the backside of the album is "You Know My Name."
Right.
Look up the number.
Look up the number. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. What is the single of that? The flip side of.
It was "Let It Be."
Was it "Let It Be" or "Old Brown Shoe"? One of those. It was one of those late singles.
Yeah.
John Murray, least favorite novelty song that became a hit.
Well, I think it's great when anybody gets a hit. And
me too.
We're sitting here with Seth, and right? If a songwriter makes a hit, however he makes it, it's great.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't want to say anything bad. But
based on quality.
Right. So, but I'm always amazed that when a song makes it to number one or whatever, and it's got one chord in it, it's amazing, and it's an earworm, and it gets in your head, like the put the lime in the coconut and call me in the month. That whole, it's just one chord
Harry
the
Nilsson.
whole time, right? The doctor, that whole thing, it's a huge hit, and it's still, you can still hear it on the radio whenever you turn around. We have that 70s station, and on Alexa, and you hear that thing pop up all the time. It's like they must still be making money on that number. And it's one chord.
And can one of you play "When You're Hot, You're Hot"?
Ray, what's that? Jerry Reed.
Yeah.
Jerry Reed.
Anybody got that?
Yeah.
Who's got that?
No, I don't have that.
Nobody?
I don't.
Okay. Next time we'll give everybody a fake book.
Right.
Okay.
Seth, what's a novelty song that you don't care for?
Hey, Mr. Custer.
Oh, right.
You remember that one? Hey, Mr. Custer.
Wow.
I don't want to die.
I don't
even
think I know that one. I think you stumped me.
John Murray, you got it anywhere on the iPad there?
I've got 2,000 songs on
Hey,
there. I'll
Mr.
pull it up.
Custer.
That's like a Dr.
I don't
Demento.
want to die. It was awful.
Is the title "Hey, Mr. Custard"?
Hey, Mr. Custer. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Mr. Custer.
I know. Hey, Mr. Columbus by Lou Monte.
No, this is a different song.
I don't want to go.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. I mean, there's a lot of mysteries.
I was never particularly a fan of The Streak, Ray Stevens.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Streak.
Remember?
Oh, and then they call it the
The
street.
streak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
like
is.
Yeah.
that.
Is this it, Seth?
Yeah.
Very, very PC.
Never heard it in my life.
And from the rear a voice was heard, a brave young man with a trembling word rang loud and clear.
Don't look up the video.
What am I doing here? Please, Mr. Custer.
Was that Gabby Hayes on lead?
Never heard that song in my life. Gilbert, do you know it?
No, that one I'm not familiar with.
Seth, you impress me.
Oh, there you go. Pulled it out of there.
It's almost got a Ballad of the Green Berets vibe.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, things that are gone. Mostly
Yeah.
commercial jingles are not what they used to be.
Wow.
TV themes are not what they used to be. And when was the last time somebody released a novelty song? Well, you heard a novelty song on the radio, but of course, Top 40 radio.
My dad's only
Isn't a thing
big
anymore.
recording was a novelty song years ago. It was
Do tell.
Peter Platypus. Peter Platypus, platypus, always had a terrible time. That was his only, my dad's only single years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he was with the Harmonica Rascals, and they did a lot of tunes. But that was.
Gil, we'll have to find Jerry, and we'll do Napoleon the 14th, and we'll do a whole episode of novelty songs.
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be so cool.
But I want to talk to Joe McGinty about bubblegum pop.
Okay.
And specifically, I want to recommend this book, Bubblegum Music as the Naked Truth, to our listeners and to you boys. And our friend Mike McPadden is one of the writers.
Nice.
One of the contributors in this book. Joe and I share a particular fondness for bubblegum pop, bubblegum rock. What do we call it?
Yeah, bubblegum music, classic stuff. I know we're both, someday we'll get Joey Levine on the show.
I've been searching for Joey Levine. Yeah.
But
Goody Gumdrops.
Goody Gum, Indian Giver.
Indian Giver, yeah.
Couldn't do that one.
All
Yummy,
of them.
Yummy, Yummy.
Can't find them.
Gilbert,
you love these songs. We used to do these
Yeah.
one-hit wonder episodes of mini episodes of the show, and Gilbert sang a bunch of them.
Yeah, like Sugar, Sugar.
Yeah. Well, we had Ron Dante. That's a sing-along. I forgot. You did Sugar, Sugar with Ron.
Ron Dante, yeah.
Hey.
So, Joe.
Okay.
You're the man on the spot now. What do you got for us?
So, in honor of your shirt and bubblegum music, I'm going to do a Partridge Family song written by Tony Romeo, who also wrote Indian Lake.
I'm familiar with him.
Gonna Make You Mine. You're talking about music you discovered later, but when the Partridge Family were happening, it was, they were, my younger sisters were into them, but by then I was kind of into like Deep Purple and Alice Cooper, and I was like, ugh. But later, of course, I just understood the genius of the songwriting and the arrangements. And this song is such an odd hit because it's almost like a Kurt Weill song, and it was this huge hit. It's called I Think I Love You. I'm sleeping and right in the middle of a good dream when all at once I wake up with something that keeps knocking at my brain. Before I go insane, I hold my pillow to my head, spring up in my bed, screaming out the words I dread. I think I love you. This morning I woke up with this feeling I didn't know how to deal with. And so I just decided to myself I'd hide it to myself and never talk about it, and did not go and shout it when you walked into the room. I think I love you. I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? Afraid that I'm not sure of a love there is no cure for. I think I love you. And not what life is made of, though it worries me to say that I never felt this way. And there's this great harpsichord solo. I don't know what I'm up against. I don't know what it's all about. I got so much to think about. Hey, I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of a love there is no cure for. I think I love you. Isn't that what life is made of? Though it worries me to say that I never felt this way. Believe me, you really don't have to worry. I only want to make you happy. And if you say, hey, go away, I will. But I think better still, I better stay around and love you. Do you think I have a case? Let me ask you to your face. Do you think you love me? I think I love you. 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 Okay, there you go. I had a special custom forgotten chords there in the middle, but
man, there's a lot of chords, man. A lot of chords. Wow.
You know what? I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed that you're playing the melody, the chords at the same time during those verses, and that's something a lot of us don't do. We're constantly hammering out the chords and comping. You're actually playing the melody with that. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a weird progression. I don't know what you would even call some of these chords. But yeah,
Bell Records. It was a silver label.
Right.
Partridge Family. Yep.
And Cassidy could sing.
Right.
You know, those records, bubblegum music gets, a lot of people dismiss it, but as Joe was saying, the construction of those songs, and a lot of those Partridge Family songs, I mean, I Woke Up in Love This Morning, and I'll Meet You Halfway in 24 Hours a Day, and so many of them, Tony Romeo, terrific songwriter.
Those bubblegum songs were very much like jingles, the way they were constructed.
Absolutely. Look at the Dawn stuff. Irving Levine, is that the songwriter? Seth, the Knock 3 Times.
Irving Levine used to live in Livingston, right here.
Yeah, great stuff, and yeah, really simple construction, or a song like Sugar Sugar.
Yep.
Like, I always thought the theme to Friends was Pleasant Valley Sunday. If you play the two side by side, they really sound alike.
Oh, that's interesting.
Also, somebody else.
Carole King, Pleasant Valley Sunday.
Somebody else pointed out that Pleasant Valley Sunday is very similar to Was Alone. I Took a Ride.
I didn't know Got to Get You Into My Life. Yeah, it's that F over G.
Right.
That chord. Yeah. Wow.
Joe, that music just brings a smile to my face.
Yeah, love all of it. I think one of the first albums I had was an Ohio Express album. And I remember like Wonderama would play a lot of those songs.
Sure. Oh, sure. They also used to put bubblegum records, and Gil, we've talked about this. They used to put the singles on the back of cereal boxes.
Right.
Yes, it used to be this, was practically paper. It was a plastic that was... And also in pages of Mad Magazine.
Oh, yeah, you could get a 45.
Yeah.
The flexi disc.
Yeah. I got to get Jeff Barry on the show.
Definitely.
Gotta. Seth, you're going to help me find Jeff Barry. Before we do our plugs and promote our various charities and all of that stuff, here's a very simple question for each one of you, and we'll start with our pal John Murray.
Sure.
What is a song that brings you pure joy? A song that always brings you happiness and can change your mood.
What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell. I could hear that song until I'm dead, and I never get tired of it.
Could you play a little of it for us?
I'll do it on guitar, but...
My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know how to think for you, and I can't let go. What you won't do for love. You try everything and you won't give up.
And it goes on like that.
Of course. No, this...
my guitar's out of tune, but yeah, that song, I could hear that until I'm dead. And every time I hear it,
wonderful.
It just makes me happy. I blast it in the car. I blast it in the morning. I never get tired of that song.
I didn't know it by name, but of course, once you started playing it.
Yeah.
How about you, Seth? Same question.
They said that these are not the best of times, but they're the only times I've ever known. Summer Highland Falls, Billy
It's
Joel.
a great one.
I will never turn it off. If it's on the radio, it comes up, never turn it off.
From the Turnstiles album?
Beautiful.
It's great. It's a great one. Mr. Fotiadis, same question, and if you can play us a little bit of your answer.
There are so many. This Beatles one I really like a lot. You'll recognize it. Two of us wearing raincoats, standing solo on our way. anyway. You know the rest.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Joe.
I have to show this to you. So this was on my wall.
Oh, look at that. Was a hard shape.
Yeah, and check this out. I mean, look at this thing.
Look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that
crazy?
Wicked? I mean, come on.
Crazy,
I got this
man.
I think in 1977, 1978 is when this thing came out. And
That's
I still
cool.
have it. Yeah.
That's cool that exists.
Yeah, it's up on my wall.
Joseph, what's a song that brings you joy and happiness?
Well, I think this song brings me personally a lot of happiness, but I think it brings a lot of people happiness, and it's by one of your favorite guests, and why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know the wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Beautiful.
Nice.
This has turned into a Paul Williams tribute.
I
this
mean-
show.
I mean, I've
Did he die?
I've always loved the song, and but it's also tied into special memories of Paul coming to Losers Lounge, and it's one of the all-time highlights. Yeah, so it even has double happiness for me now.
It's a great one. I'm going to pick one that somebody mentioned earlier. A Peace Train, Cat Stevens. And on the subject of trains, I also love. It's a great one. I defy this. Great. I defy the song "Love Train" by the O'Jays to not make you happy. Gilbert, what's yours?
I don't know. This scared me that you'd come to me because
There's got to be one.
Just about anything from also our previous guest. Just about anything from Zapped.
Well, that's a very obscure response.
Yes.
But we will try to get Charlie and Paul back here.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, guys, this was fun. Let's go around quickly and do our plugs. Joe, repeat the stuff you said at the top of the show about Sid's Gold. It's nightly online.
Right. Facebook.com/SidGolds. There's SidGolds.com website. I have my own website for my own music, JoeMcGintyMusic.com, and LosersLounge.com for future Losers Lounge shows. At the moment, we're planning to be back in October, so we'll see how all that goes. But thanks for letting me plug.
Wonderful. And we want to plug, too, a charity that you've been raising some money for, Race Forward.
Oh, yeah. RaceForward.org is a great educational program, educating people, just kind of bringing people together. And if you go to raceforward.org, you'll be able to donate there. We've been doing that with the Sid Gold's live broadcasts.
Okay. John Murray, anything to plug or promote, my friend?
Well, in a few weeks, I have a mini EP coming out called The Wrong, and then I write under the name PE Music. So for all of the listeners that have kids, got my Bright Buckle series. And Gil, you'll like the title of one of the books. It's The Bully, the Dinosaur, and the Fart Machine. I mean, come on.
My favorite after-school special.
That's it. It's got everything. It's your three food groups: bullies, dinosaurs, and fart machines. So yeah,
Meredith Baxter Burney was in that. I think that's terrific. John Fotiadis, plugs. Things are happening with you.
Things are happening. Yeah, I've got two new tracks out on Big Stir Records out of LA. It's a part of their digital singles. So if you go to Big Stir, or if you go to Empty City Squares on Bandcamp or SoundCloud, you'll hear them. And yeah, I've got a third album in the works. So Empty City Squares, streaming everywhere.
It's all good stuff, John, too.
He's good stuff.
Yeah,
Good songs.
Thank you.
Catchy. Mr. Saltzman.
Yes, sir. We have a couple of things. So first, ASCAP. So if you're bored, every week we are doing the ASCAP Experience, which is our annual songwriting conference. We usually do it in LA, live in person, but we moved it to a virtual world. So it's free. Go to ASCAP.com, type in ASCAP Experience. You'll hear 3 or 4 hours of great singer-songwriters talking about their craft, talking about the music business, publishing. Very informative and a lot of fun. We've had Phineas on, Billie Eilish, a whole bunch of good people are going to come on in the next few weeks, so tune in there. And Why Hunger? I'm the chairman of the board of an organization called Why Hunger, founded by Harry Chapin. I know Gilbert has come out and done a couple of things for us at Gotham Comedy Club a few years ago and some other events, but we're helping people find good, nutritious food. And if there was ever a time when hunger is on the front page, it's been the last 4 months. So support us and check out whyhunger.org.
It's a good organization, and you do a lot of valuable, important work for it.
Thank you very much.
So so Why Hunger and Race Forward, 2 important organizations. If you've enjoyed this show, and how could you not have, support these wonderful charities. Gilbert, do you want to take us out with some music? Dummy in the Window? Something from Zapped?
Something's happening to me. Where is that quiet kid I used to be? Not long ago, one I used to know. Suddenly my life is strange. Suddenly my whole world has been changed. Turned inside out, makes me wanna shout. Here I am. Take a look at me. I'm high as a kite and I'm twice as free, like a dream that was meant to be. This time I'm fine and I'm not gonna run from it anymore. Not gonna hide like I did before. Gonna find what I'm looking for. This time I'm fine. I'm gonna shine 'cause I'm ready to get what you got if you're ready or not.
Wow.
Beautiful. Dara, I'm getting emotional.
I think I lost like 10 neurons with that.
Send this clip send this to Charlie Fox to get him
there's
back.
so much you did tonight, Gil, that is going to end up with a background track.
He's gonna put a background track on the end of that, Gil.
Come on, every time he does something like that, when he did After the Fox, you sang it straight through.
Gosh.
Do you remember doing that After the Fox? Watch this. This is funny.
Who is the fox?
I am the fox.
Who are you?
I am
Who is me?
I am.
Now, I want to let you know that the I am a thief, that was you too.
That
was you on there too, and that was the only place I pitched you.
That's a terrific song.
There you go.
It's great.
Gilbert, you never cease to amaze.
So, people can listen to all of those in the Colossal playlist if they look it up. Private Eye Music Colossal playlist, and it has all of these songs, and 3/4 of them are Gil singing. So,
and John, are you going to make the Ballad of Gilbert and Frank available?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, people can stream it right now. I've actually got a playlist on SoundCloud on Empty City Squares of all the music I've done for you guys, and Ballad of Gilbert and Frank is up there.
Nice.
So, and it's yours, Gilbert and Frank. So
I've never been more flattered.
You guys could do whatever you like with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. To quote Benny and Bjorn, thank you for the music.
Thank you for the music.
It's been our honor. So
and now I've got Rainbow Connection stuck in my head.
Well, there are worse things to have stuck in your head.
No, that's a great song.
Follow us, support us on Patreon. Follow us on GilbertPodcast.com, on our Twitter. Thank you, boys. Thank you for this wonderful hour and a half.
John Fotiadis, Joe McGinty, John Murray, and Seth Saltzman.
The four amigos.
Can't wait to see you all soon.
Thank you, boys.
This was truly.
Grandpa Al Lewis.
Yeah.
Pieces of shit. Thank you, guys.
Pieces of shit.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Gil. Thanks, guys.
We love
Thank you, guys.
Great
Thank you,
job.
Patreon. Thank you, Dara.
Bye-bye,
Thank,
everybody.
thank,
Thank you all. This was
thank you,
awesome.
Samantha.
I'll
Oh
let
my
her know.
God, that was a highlight for me, John.
Thank you so much.
You
Great
and your
voice.
daughter
Thanks,
singing.
John.
What a highlight. Oh my God, that was incredible.
Today I thought I saw dummy in the window, but it was you wearing a new dress as usual, trying to look your best. Impossible, 'cause with you it's not really what you wear. Why don't you wash your face? It's a disgrace.